Okie dokie. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live. Excuse me. I am your host, Jeff DeWitt. And we are now going to do our second listening party of the day for ACME. And this is for their first full album, Zesshou Ouka. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for those of you watching this in the future. Feel free to leave your comments in the chat or your comments in the comments section if you're watching this later on. And I will definitely respond or read out any reactions that I can. How's everybody doing? Awesome. So let me go into a little bit of detail about like exactly what I guess my impression of ACME has been so far. So far, it's been very good. It's been very. I've been pleasantly surprised, I would say, by just how much. How enjoyable this band has become, how experimental they are, how fearless they are in experimenting. I've dubbed them Extra K, in that they just don't have a problem with taking, I guess, what you would associate with those Shari K sounds and styles and just throwing it in a blender and going crazy with it. I think I've seen the PV for Zesshou Ouka, which is the title track of this album, excuse me. It's the title song of this album. And I was really stunned by how they were able to make all these moving parts work together so well. So I will definitely say it's it's difficult to GIF that PV because there's so much going on. But I will say I was able to, if anyone by the way, if anyone's not familiar with what we do here, if you would like to support VKH and get a message read, you can donate at our Streamlabs link. So we have a running gag where I change up the GIF for every different topic. And so I was able to get the GIF, get a decent looking GIF going for this. You'll have to tell me what you think. But yeah. Definitely a really cool PV. It's like really highly edited, technically edited. Because I noticed it. I bring it up because I noticed it as I was going through like frame by frame, like finding different stuff. So that song's been stuck in my head all day or all month technically. So the GIF looks good, says chat. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, then we will go ahead and get started then. I'm going to sync in between every song. I'm going to pause and give commentary. I'm going to talk during the song. If you're new to this, I actually am not going to be playing the music itself on the stream for copyright reasons. So I strongly recommend you get a copy of Zesshou Ouka by ACME. It's available on iTunes and Spotify and Apple Music. There's a link to our article in the description where you can get that if you don't have it already. And so this is going to be kind of like a listen along, and then I'm going to be reacting live because outside of Zesshou Ouka, I have not heard any of these tracks. I will also say this is going to be really interesting pronunciation gauntlet for me. I am notorious for not having the best Japanese pronunciation. I'll just leave it at that understatement. So bear with me as I go through these. But we're definitely I'm definitely going to give it my best shot. So with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into the first track, which is going to be Paradox. Looks like a full track actually, so not a intro track or anything like that. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, I'm pressing play, and you should too. So kicking off Zesshou Ouka, the album by ACME with Paradox in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, very gentle way to start off the album. Gentle intro. Very pretty. For those of you who aren't familiar, ACME is the new band of Chisa, if you follow him. Oh, that just got way heavy real fast. Oh man, I'm going to have to be on my game for this one, aren't I? Woo! Woo, lad. I was not expecting that. Oh, but this sounds so good. Solid breakdown. Yeah, so this is Chisa's new band. Chisa is the former vocalist of Dive, and this has been just a very, very fun experiment, it seems like, for him. So, but yeah, this is, wow, this is really heavy. It's really solid, and Chisa's voice is coming in strong. Oh, good for him, though. He really got the rough vocals figured out, like the growling. Oh, good. Good for him. That's really solid. I really liked Rotten Orange, which was their last song, but I was a little iffy on the high-pitched rough vocals he had. But the growling he's doing here is very similar to what he would do in Dive, and I definitely like this. Is really good. Good for him. Good for them. Oh. This is very heavy compared to what I was expecting. Wow. And then right back to the gentle guitar picking. Yeah, man, it feels good to hear that voice again, and even with like a crazier sound like this. I used to listen to Dive albums, like the full albums. This is one of the few bands that I'd really like replay the full albums and stuff. What a great guitar solo with like that pounding breakdown in the background. Mad Punky Heartless in chat says everything about this song goes well together. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this is solid. This is absolutely not what I expected this album to at least start out with, you know. Oh, man. This is how you make a statement at the beginning of your album, man. God damn. Oh, wow. That's great. Got some nice subtle guitar picking in the background there. That's great. This is the greatest song to start the album off with. Yeah, I agree. What a great way to kick off the album. Wow, that was great. Solid. Okay, I'll pause it right there. Yeah, God, that was I'm already, my expectations have already been subverted, and we're only on the first track, so that's really great. I'm so happy to see them like really leaning into it. That's awesome. I'm just living to collect myself. All right, okay. Moving on to the next track, which is the title track of the album. It's called Zesshou Ouka. And we'll go ahead and get started with that. And this is playing this even one more time like this is probably just going to solidify how stuck in my head it's been. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, doing a very Oshare take on like the traditional Angara-K sound. And they have this great guitar riff that will get stuck in your head. It's been great to listen to leading up to this. Just really, really fast paced, really catchy. The bass is really solid. The guitar riffs going on in the background, very jazzy. But then they change it up a lot, so really solid. There's a few different bands in the indie scene that kind of went for a sound like this, like Oshare, Angura, K. I think Acme is one of the ones that's doing it. You know, they're one of the ones that's doing it the best. You know, they're definitely up there for sure. You know, which really says a lot because they've done a lot in a year. So they've been around for all of a year, I think, a little more than a year. This chorus goes from catchy to like a banger, like, and it flows so well. Oh man. Yeah, I absolutely approve of this song for sure. It's hopelessly stuck in my head on a day-to-day basis, to be honest. Like on every few days there's just a day where it's just like, oh god, this is just all I'm gonna hear in my head all day. But that's saying a lot about, you know, how the song's structured and stuff. I think the production values are great too. Nothing's running together, even though there's a lot going on. Chisa's voice is so nice. Oh my god, says chat. Oh yeah, yeah. He has such a smooth voice. I think his decision to get really experimental with all of his music is really paying off. He's kind of got a tough guy undertone to it a little bit. And now we slow down and the pace changes up. And you have this nice chill guitar solo in here. Very nice. I so approve, man. It's like hyper engaging. Like sometimes I'll describe a song as like engaging, like it keeps you interested in all the change ups. This is like hyper engaging. So, and now we've completely slowed down, and now we're gonna pop right back in to the chorus. Bam. You know, it's really it's a really underappreciated skill to do that properly, because a lot of bands do it, but it's like they don't always do it properly. You know, sometimes it's just like it just like hits you out of nowhere, like, all right, we're back to like another sound. But over time, I think as visual kei bands have just embraced like wild, varying song structures and stuff, like they've gotten really good. And Acme is a really solid example of that. And the synths in the background going with this guitar solo, it's just like the ultimate hook, you know. Yeah, this is really solid. This is old news to a lot of people watching, I'm sure, because this PV's been out for a little while, so a lot of people have had it on repeat. But excellent. Very, very well done. Let me pause that real quick. Yeah, so, wow. Yeah, really great. Really, I don't know what more needs to be said there. You know, we've heard this song for a while now, and it's solid. The PV is phenomenal, and it complements the song so well. So I would strongly recommend you check out their YouTube channel. They have the full PV on there. It's visual eye candy and visual eye candy. But I repeat myself. It's eye candy like to the max. You know, so well edited, just like how the song's so well produced. You know, great lead track, great promo track. So moving on, we have track 3, which is Barizogon. That's going to be the best I'm going to be able to do with some of these. So, but here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. All right, hopping back into the hardcore sound a little bit, to the harder sound, I guess. Oh man, that's a catchy riff, man. That's a catch. That listen to that drumming. Oh man, and now it's fallen out into a pseudo rap session with the EDM beat. Interesting. I can DK. Yep. Yeah, this is a banger too, man. Oh, listen to those squealing EDM sounds. Now we're in a really excuse me, now we're in a really heavy chorus. Yeah, this is great. Drumming is great here. And so is the rough vocals. I'm impressed with how he sings rough too. And then just switching right back into dubstep. Oh man. So many change-ups, man. I was so correct. I'm so glad I picked extra K to refer to them as, because that is this. It's extra everything, and but they make it work so well. It's good for ADHD people like me that need to be like constantly like entertained with something new. Oh, that's a nice subtle dubstep guitar riff combo there, or guitar melody combo there. Building up with the dope drumming again. Nice. Let's see. Chat says this song would be lit live. Yeah, I agree. Mad Punky Heartless says, by the way, I'm going to be your substitute pronunciation grader. You're not doing too bad so far. Okay. I will take Japanese courses at some point, for sure, by the way. It's inevitable. So it's not if, it's when. But yeah. Oh, this is a nice call and response thing they're doing here. This is a good breakdown in the bridge here. Very nice. And now it's kind of calming down a little bit. There's so much going on in this one track, man. Oh, you can hear that bass as Chisa goes for it vocally. Very nice. Yeah, this is just a banger, man. It reminds me a little bit of like In the Middle of Chaos by the Gazette, but like just like the riff of it, and then like you mix in like 18 other things that I'm probably reminded of. They've just come one right after the other. But this is like that kind of, I make that comparison because this is like that kind of anthemic banger. That's good that they have that already with their first album, that'll serve a band well live for sure. All right, awesome. That was a great. That was a hell of a track. Definitely impressed by the strength of the non-PV tracks so far. It's always interesting to see if the debut album's going to be like, relying on, the promo tracks and stuff, or if it's going to just be, if all the tracks are able to hold their own, and they're holding their own so far. So, excuse me, I'm draining a little bit today. So let's, the next track is going to be Natsuiro Hana. Excuse me. Let me try that again. Natsuiro Hanabi. Yeah, give me like a C- on that. Track 4, in other words. So, but yeah, let's get right into it. In 3, 2, 1, play. All right, now we're doing a little bit of a soft thing going on. and it's just not soft at all anymore. It's just switched to like another banger, but it's very earnest tone in the song, you know, or mood, I guess. All right, now we're back down to like a kind of calm, like in the drumming. The plucked guitar is really nice, you know. They're really able to go from power chords, use power chords really well, but they don't abuse them. So, oh yeah, and there they go, the chords, man. This is almost like if like a hyper talented hardcore band was like uh, in disguise as an Oshari K band, because the instrumentation is phenomenal. But usually when you get to that level, it's not really the lighter stuff anymore, because those kinds of guitarists and stuff, they like to go more for like metal, and so it's more like Nagoya K or Iriguru K. So that's why this comes off so fresh, is it's like that same level of like skill, but it's in like the kind of song you would expect from like a Kira Kira K band or an Oshari K band, you know. So it hits hard, but then they can go soft. It's really nice. Very nice, little subtle orchestral music, it sounds like, in the background. It's a good touch. They're even changing up their backing tracks and stuff. It's very, very impressive. Yeah, Winona's going to be reviewing this album. I think she's in for a real treat, to be honest. Honestly, all of the music that came out on 8/8 has been fantastic so far. Like all the high profile stuff, at least. Like it's exceeded my expectations. A lot of it. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a nice chorus. A lot of variation, and Chisa's really going for it with the vocals. Very, 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 very nice. Oh, nice. And they mixing it up a little bit for the as they close out the song, you know, just a little bit. It's good. This is just like all these different ways to have really powerful breakdowns in one song. I like it. Yeah, solid, 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 solid. Awesome. Yeah, that was that was really great. Um, let's see what chat says. I'm vibing to this so much. I've been blown away by the 8/8 releases I've heard so far. I want to see them live so bad. Yeah, this band is going to. When this band inevitably comes to a con, they are going to absolutely slay. It's going to be wonderful. So, and Shisa's already been to a con, and you know, he said he wants to come back. That's what Rubab told us on our stream when we were covering a con, and yeah. So I really think they're just going to bring it and just really just burn the house down. From what I'm hearing on this album so far. So track 5 is called Kimi no zo Kini Naritai. So Kimi no zo Kini Naritai. Yeah. Pronunciation again. You know what I might do? I might get like a text to speech translator and like have them read it out in the future. That would be kind of funny. Or I'll just practice it ahead of time. But I could do both. Okay, and we're gonna start that in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, all right. Going a little chill, a little jazzy. I got a B or B minus on that pronunciation. I guess I was spot on the C minus. I saw that in the chat earlier. Oh, nice. This is very, very calm, but with like a nice little riff they're doing there. They really know how to do those lingering, guitar notes, and the bass is really solid. The drumming's on point. They're using every part of this band. Every band member's got a specific role, a solid purpose in each of the songs. It's always nice to see that. This is the wave your lighter app on your cell phone song, at the concert. Yeah, this would be great live too. A nice little, I don't know what you would call that, synths. I don't know if those are synths or what does that sound like? It sounds like an organ almost, a little bit in the background there. It's interesting. Even in the slow, chill song, they're throwing like small curveballs, That's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of Chase is really injecting a lot of passion into his voice in this band. I think he's gotten really good at that since ACME first started. You can really hear it on this one too. Like he's really going for it. Production value is still really strong, I would say. Nothing feels like too distracting or too smudgy in the sound in the background. By the way, Winona informed me that on Apple Music, if you're playing it on your phone and you swipe up from the bottom in the app, just a little bit above where you would swipe up to pull up the menu, you can see the lyrics. They're in Japanese, granted, but you can see the lyrics for all the songs on Zesshou Ouka. Apple Music provides that feature for artists to use, and ACME put all the lyrics in there from what I was told. So they're all there if you can read them. Yeah, this is very, very nice, very calm. But again, they like keep it interesting for people like me that I usually space out during a lot of ballads. So I like the ballads that'll keep me interested, keep me hooked. Very nice. Oh man, so good so far. Wonderful. And it's fading out. Very good. Long fade out. That's fine though. It matches the pacing of the track and everything perfectly. All right. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so we're officially halfway through the album. I'm still impressed. Solid. This is a solid. It looks like it's gonna run like a fairly concise length. All the 8/8 albums have been very concise. A lot of Visual Kei albums in general have been very lean this year, but packed to the brim full of usually interesting content. So I guess that's the strategy: is you make the most experimental album you can. But you shorten it and keep it lean so that you don't go too crazy, and people can still follow along while you innovate. I'm really liking that pattern, man. Like that doesn't happen in too many other music scenes. All right, so next up is see, like, what's weird is, like, on here on Apple Music they have them all running together. That looks like an English word, so I'm gonna go with kinketsu mileage. Is what that looks like to me. So yeah, I need to look up because I am, like, my other job is I make iPhone apps, so I do have access to, like, the knowledge about, like, how they auto translate this. I think if I can look into it, I think I'm gonna look into that and maybe report back, because we were curious about that. I was talking with Winona offline if, like, they just auto translate from from Japanese to like this Romanji that they have on here, but it seems to always be all one word, so it feels like machine translation. But I wonder if they give you the option to provide, like, titles for different languages. I know they do that for developers when we make our apps and stuff. We could put it in our own specific stuff, or have Apple translate it themselves. So just a small side. I think it's curious. I think it's interesting. Be curious to see what options the bands have. So, all right, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Got a little TikTok going on. Got an A+ on the pronunciation. Got an A+ on the song title that's only half in Japanese. Ooh, nice and heavy. They really like to sneak up on you with that, huh? It's the second time they've done that. Oh, but listen to that. Listen to the roughness of the guitars and the breakdown now. And now they're going slow again. The gentle plucking. This is, like, really good post-hardcore music that they're, like, playing around with, I think. I think that's the best way I would classify it. That, or, like, I don't want to say nu metal. It's like too reductive for what's going on here. I'd say hardcore or post-hardcore. It's like what they're playing with when they go heavy like this. It's like, it reminds me of like the passion of, like, someone like Pierce the Veil back in the day. But then they're doing all this other stuff that's like, you can't even really call it that. I really like the tone of this and the pace, especially now in the chorus. A lot of flames in the chat. Lauren Evett commented she really liked the last song. Is very relaxing. Quite a transition, huh? Oh man, this is like another, and now it's back into another anthemic banger kind of thing. Their ability to transition into like really impactful power chords and then get out of it before it starts to sound like they're just, like, abusing it, like overusing it, is, like, really impressive for such a young band. And I know this isn't, like, their first band, you know. I know they're experienced, they're not babies, but it's still pretty impressive. Like, Dive didn't do a huge amount of breakdowns, so I wouldn't have expected this to be like a Forte, for example. But I guess these guys are just really talented. It's like the easiest way. It's like that's the logical conclusion, I guess. This will make you jump live, I can imagine. Yeah. I was just saying earlier, like, when they come to an anime convention, they are going to burn it down. Like it's gonna be amazing. This is a nice little steady rhythm they've got with the breakdown in the background, with the very soft singing. Oof! Listen to that bass riff and that drum change up. Yeah, there's so much going on here, but it's like When they first started out, my initial impression on some of them was like, this is a little too much, but I was still interested and entertained. But this is like, this has gone from like, well, let's see how much they can pack into an album and or into a song to like they're just like maximizing like the quality, how many high quality sounds they can make work at once. This is really impressive. I'm so optimistic about Visual K after this weekend, man. After this whole week. It's not like I was pessimistic, but it's like, damn, dude. Wow, yeah. Nice. What a track. That was great. And yeah, it's like it's not even like this is just like a one-off set of releases, you know. It's like you know, obviously it's like a big release date and everything, but it's like, you know, it's just an assortment of different artists. It's not any coordinated big thing that I was necessarily looking at as like, oh, this is gonna be like the biggest thing of the year, until I realized everybody was releasing on that date. I think everyone was just getting ready to release on the same time, I guess. But all of the albums that have happened to come out this month have been really solid so far, from what I've heard. We'll see how the heavy bands did, because I'm going to be getting into Desert and Dimlim in the coming days, and hopefully do a stream and a review or two. But like bands like Acme and you know, LMC and Shin, which we just did a listening party for. Very impressed. Very impressed. Excuse me. All right, now we go into 7, which is Melody, the album version. I get an instant A+ for that, obviously, because it's in my native language. Oh, the rest of the tracks are in my native language. A+ is for the rest of the album. Awesome, for pronunciation. All right, I know it doesn't really count. So, but all right. So starting in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, starting very happy, very upbeat, very energetic. For anyone who needs context, Melody was originally on their debut mini album Senko, which came out just a little bit over a year ago, actually. So, all right, it's nice and slow for a second, and then it picks up. Oh, this is like a nice like pop punk riff too. I like it. There's going to be a lot of overlap in terms of like not the sound but like the vibes between like Acme and I think LMC. I mean, they're each going at it from their own angle, but it's like all the bands that give you like good vibes while keeping you like really engaged, like with the rock. Like they rock, but they also like give you lots of good vibes. You got lucky, Jeff, with the pronunciation being English. Yeah. Yeah, well, I struggled through. You're going to be impressed. Watch, I'm going to keep it a secret. And then one day I'm just going to like surprise you and have a bilingual stream. What is chat saying? This is a foot tapper. This is a driving down the road at night song. Yeah, for sure. Both of those. Oh, that's nice. Everything cuts out and you have the nice piano. Chisa's voice coming through perfectly. It's like perfect intensity level. And now everything's back in. God, that guitar riff, man. Like that brings back so many memories of like old school pop punk. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps, man. So many like Yellow Card, like all kinds of like, you know, it reminds me of Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card. Like not the actual sound, but like the guitars. I'm like getting that vibe. This put me in a really good mood, man. I'm just got so much great music to listen to like during the day now. It's wonderful. It's a very triumphant chorus. Yeah, so I guess the this I actually didn't hear the original version of this, but the song structure itself is aged pretty solidly. You know, this is the kind of song that I think bands like Acme run the risk if like all the songs sound like this. Like I think that's where they lose people like me, but they really haven't done that. So it's cool that they just redid one that they did really well in this kind of style and just put it right here. And even still, like it's all of these songs that are like have a lot of variety. I'm a big fan of like the light songs that have like a sound that's like mainstream friendly, quote unquote. I'm a big fan of that if you can do it and like real and mix it up. I think there's an art to that that's lost. You know, it's like you know, there's a lot of bands that are impressing people by going like really heavy or subversive and stuff like that, but there's a lot of skill to be had for taking like a popular style and like putting your own spin on it, and to do it to this degree after being just a year old, like I don't care who the band members are, it's impressive regardless. Like Mad Punky Heartless got yellow card out of this too. Yeah. Yes. The energy is like palpable in the drumming. Oh, listen to the drumming, man. Solid, rock solid. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Nice, very nice. Ended on a nice high synth note. Yeah, so far so good. I'm loving what I'm hearing. So they're doing everything right. So now we're gonna go into another world, and let's just jump into it, man. I'm curious to see what comes up next. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, that's a weird. What is that? I know what that is. I know what this instrument is. Oh, what do you call this? All I know is it sounds like they're picking directly on like the strings on a piano. I'm drawing a blank on what that is, but that's an interesting sound. And Chase's voice is going wild. They're going for an exotic, interesting sound for this one. This is gonna be good, I can tell. Ooh. Ooh, listen to those power chords. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is really good. Wow. So they went like way heavy and now they're back. Now they're back to like this. They've got piano music. This is like a hardcore equivalent of a rock opera. I love it. Oh, man. All right, and now it's going into breakdown. Oh, and the bass is coming through and the piano. See, they're letting it run together here, but it's good. It's like building the intensity of like holy shit, like you know, like that's the vibe that they're doing here. Oh, this is so good. This is like such a cultured instrumentation to have, you know. Uh, it's just very. It's just a good sound, man. And they switch between like the more exotic vibe, and then like the harder rock, and then they go back to the operatic feel, you know. And they just, man, they just cut it on the guitars too at the end of the chorus. It's interesting. Yeah, they do a really good job of like mixing it up with like just as many like played instruments as like backing instruments. Actually, I would say more. I think that's hugely in their favor, you know. Jesus just tearing his voice apart every which way he can. Yeah, see, they picked a song and they're going all out in terms of just like letting their feelings out. Oh man, that was solid. Oh, let me pause it real quick before. Oh wow, that was really good. Yeah, my level of impression just like doubled with that song. To be completely honest, like that was really good. This is like this is the real deal, man. I was not I was not sure what to expect with this album, to be honest. Like, because Acme's changed so much in terms of well, they haven't. Like, they've just like they've done a bunch of different styles, they've done a bunch of different things. So I was just like, I wasn't sure if this was going to be like a, when they first announced it, if it was going to be like a singles compilation, and it's not. And I wasn't sure if it was like they were going to be trying something new, and they kind of are, and they kind of aren't. They're it's very much expanding their personality into like one big statement in album form, and they're doing it so well. I'm really impressed. So we've only got 2 tracks left, so let's hop right into it. Next up is Run in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh man. Oh wow. So quick like double up with the drums and guitar, and now it's like a jazzy guitar riff with trumpets. That or synths that sound like trumpets. I don't know. I'm going with trumpets, I think. Now I'm getting Panic at the Disco vibes, man. This is great. Again, not like it sounds exactly like them, but it's like you just get a little bit of that, like thrown in with the general Oshari sound. It's nice, man. And now they switched. It's a little more chill with the nice bass, and now we're into a powerful banger of a chorus. Man, they're going all over the place. Oh man. That's interesting. Oh, and then they switched up the rhythm on it, keeping me hooked. Yeah. This is really impressive. I wouldn't have expected this chorus. And I was about to say something like, this is kind of like that same kind of chorus that gets reused I had talked about other bands doing. But then they like switched up that sound enough in the chorus that it's like, you know, it kept me engaged. And now we're back to a completely different sound. Like, geez Louise, man. Like, this is wild. Yeah. Oh man, it's such a change, man. Oh wow. Up and down and up and down. It's an emotional roller coaster ride, man. A lot of these releases have been like that. This album really takes you for a ride. The LMC album really took me for a ride. Yeah, man. God only knows what the heavier 8/8 albums are gonna do. But like, huge kudos to like the lighter bands, like the Oshari bands. They brought the thunder this week, this month so far, you know. So It was a great guitar solo too. Um, yeah, and now this chorus is like it's drilling its way into being stuck in my head too. So oh man, now we're back to the almost like the ska punk kind of intro and outro. Make you want to bust out your two step a little bit. I need to see two stepping when they do this live, by the way, for this part. All right, excellent, very good, so good, very, very impressive. That one I think was like the choppiest of the songs, but they earned it, and I'll give it to them for sure. I really didn't have a problem with it compared to all the other songs, and they just kind of, I felt like with that song they were just like, no, yeah, we want to do one of the songs where you just like do a whole bunch of changes and we're gonna keep you hooked and able to follow through it. So that's a good way to execute. That's a good example of how to properly execute like a risky song structure, I think. The chat seemed quite impressed as well. So yeah, all good responses here. All right, so let's see how they close it out. So this final track is called Adventure Time. I don't know if they watched the TV show. Mad Funky Heartless says, I'm still shook about Another World. Yeah, like it's so much to process, man. That's why I was saying, like, I know the lengths of these have been kind of short, but if they get much longer, it's going to be like you're going to lose track of what's what. I still have trouble keeping track of all the different LMC the tracks on the LMC album. Like I keep track of it by sound, like the order that I heard the sound as opposed to the name, because it like there's so much going on. It's like hard to associate. I'm getting there though for sure. But yeah, this is so much going on, but it's like done so well, and it's just the right amount, because like I'm getting to, it's like this is right to the point where it's like, all right, we've gone through a ton and now we're about to close out the album, so let's see what Adventure Time is about. Assuming it's inspired by the TV show, I will hold that assumption until otherwise, and just assume that ACME is huge Adventure Time fans. So I'm just kidding, but playing in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, we got something heavy being slowly unmuted. All right, we've got a crazy heavy synth chord thing going on. So they're going out with a bang. Nice. This actually reminds me of this ties in a lot with their old sound from like when Chisa was in Dive. Believe it or not, Dive did do a bit of like heavy stuff, and it was very melodic like this. Like Chisa would be singing very melodic, so wow, there's like a lot going on, man. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the hook for this one. It's very warbly synths, but God, I can't even like comment fully because it's like things keep changing. This feels like really indie. Like they really went for like a rough indie sound. So I like it. You know, it's solid. There's like all kinds of different songs on this album. Is like what's interesting. They have these choruses down pat for sure. Kind of feeling like this is like a combination of like a lot of different part sounds from the album and stuff, you know. So it's a cool way to end. Nice breakdown with guitar solo playing over it. It's very solid. They're very good at that. Very nice. Nice passionate bridge here. Chisa going all out with the vocals, man. Really impressive. Oh, man. I really enjoyed Dive, so I'm really happy to see Chisa in a band succeeding so well. And yeah, just yeah, it makes me happy because it means I'm going to be able to get more rock solid music with a voice, you know, like a vocalist whose voice I really enjoy. So yeah, very upbeat chorus. Man, he goes for some really high falsetto there too. That's what's crazy. You know, this reminds me of this. You know what the hook reminds me of? It reminds me of like almost like Garugamesh. You know, so they've got a lot of options they can go. They have a lot of paths they can travel. But this is now it's now it's tuned down and out to end the album. All right, and that's Zesshou Ouka. Wow, like very impressed. Very impressed. I approve. I approve. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I am stunned. Like by I didn't know what expectations to have for this. Like I said, like just because they are still so new and they've tried so many different things, and so now so soon after debuting they have their first full album, and Zesshou Ouka sound itself sounds like even somewhat different, although improved as well, from like their past releases. So like going into this album, like I wasn't sure what to expect, and I'm glad I didn't know what to expect, because like this exceeded my any high expectation I could have had. Really approve. So this whole weekend has just been like a long series of me just like being thoroughly impressed by releases that I hadn't given much thought to about like what they might sound like, what the quality would be, and just kind of going in blind and taking a chance that it's going to be something worth listening to, and they've all really impressed me. And Zesshou Ouka, great. Definitely check it out. If you haven't heard it, I don't know if you came into the stream at the tail end, but we did just listen to Zesshou Ouka, and it's great. I endorse this album. Get this album. It's out on streaming services. They did everything right, all the way down to making it easily available. Well done, ACME. Well done. Congratulations. Welcome to the indie elites of Visual K. It's very well done. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks everyone for watching. Share your thoughts. Well, first of all, thank you, chat, for sharing your thoughts. I'm seeing it exceeded a lot of expectations for you guys as well. Anybody watching this in the future, give us your thoughts on the album, what you liked, like what stood out to you, and I'll definitely respond to it in the comments. So with all that being said, I will talk to you guys later. We're going to have a stream in about an hour where I'm going to be going over recapping the releases from Dexcore and Darrell, who are two metal bands they both contain former members from the very beloved Nagoya K band Death Gaze. So we're going to be catching up with the two most recently active Death Gaze bands with former Death Gaze members in it. So I'll see you shortly for that. But again, ACME, Zesshou Ouka, solid, fantastic album. Strongly recommend. Looking forward to seeing what else they throw at us in the future. So yeah. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Peace.